It's time for To the Max Sports, where we talk about sports. They're just two guys, Max and Drew, in a bar talking all things sports. Well, without the bar. And the beer. Wait, why aren't we in the bar?
Hello, 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 and welcome to the Max Sports. You all know what time it is. It's time for To the Max Sports. How you doing, Brother Bob?
I'm doing pretty darn okay.
I brought my little 49ers hat since you seem to think that, you predicted that they would not trade Trey Lance, I believe, last Wednesday, and then within 24 hours, he gets traded to the Cowboys. So
I thought he was worth.
Where's your dunce hat?
It's not a dunce hat. We will actually get into this.
Put on my Clemente hat. Roberto.
I still believe he was worth more to the organization in that quarterback room than a 4th round pick.
Okay.
So,
and I'm not necessarily disagreeing with that premise. However, I will say, in my opinion, he had more of a chance of playing for the 49ers this season than he did the Dallas Cowboys.
Oh God, yes. Absolutely.
Because he's number 3 on the Cowboy depth chart. He was number 3 on the 49ers, but the 49ers have a lot of unanswered quarterback questions, I believe, going into this year, more so than Dallas. Now, Dallas has questions, but theirs is more, are we going to keep Dak? Or are we going to move on from Dak after this season?
Well, I mean, that's...
So you bench Dak 5th or 6th game into the season.
No.
He's gone.
No, he
plays it out this year.
No, he plays it out this season. I think Jerry may be working towards a possible exit scenario. My problem, if I was a Cowboys fan, I'm looking at Trey Lance and I'm looking at a quarterback that is a run and gun quarterback that makes a lot of opportunities with his feet, which requires a very specific offensive mindset. And I don't think Mike McCarthy has that mindset. And I don't think Shanahan was that kind of mindset either. But if I'm Trey Lance, who do I think is going to give me the better opportunity to grow as a quarterback in the NFL? The Cowboys or the 49ers? I mean, yeah. If I'm Trey Lance, I don't know if I like going to the Cowboys.
No, it's not a good move for him. I mean, San Francisco's they don't make bad personnel decisions for the most part. And I mean, a 4th round pick was what was offered, and they took it, and that's within the same conference. So,
yeah.
Their expectation levels of Trey Lance were about the same as mine when he got drafted. I didn't expect much from him, and they never really got much from him.
And what's interesting is if you reverse these teams and put them in the same positions, I think Dallas as an organization rides Lance to the ground without regards to anything other than we gave up 3 first-round picks for this guy. I don't care if he's not panning out. We're not trading him. We're not taking a bag of beans. Where the 49ers just said, okay, we're gone. We're moving on. So I'm going to be very interested to see who is their QB3 as we go into the regular season. The 49ers, not the Cowboys.
Yeah.
But hey, I'm all in on Brock Purdy and Sam Darnold. I am okay with that quarterback room.
Well, I mean, given the way that Shanahan runs his offense, he seems to make it work with quarterbacks that just need to come in. And like I've always said, in his system, the 49ers system, it truly is quarterback. You don't have to win the game, just don't lose the game. And,
yep.
Again, the key is players staying healthy, Debo, Kittles, McCaffrey. Your guys stay healthy, and I have the 49ers in the Super Bowl this year, but we'll see.
We will see. If you are Mike McCarthy, or as one of my friends calls him, Fat Santa, I think your days are numbered, dude.
Yeah, McCarthy is definitely. You were surprised that Jerry didn't tell McCarthy.
Very surprised.
I wasn't.
Really?
Because Jerry's job and his son's job is to put players on his team that he thinks can win. McCarthy's job is to manage them. If it had been a situation where this guy was actually going to compete for the job, then yeah, maybe. But it's basically a third-string quarterback that's not going to be running the scout team. So it's not big of a deal, but it does speak to the fact that I will say this, and I was going back through the Cowboy history. You give me an alpha coach for the Cowboys, and they're going to be productive. I'm talking Jimmy Johnson. I'm talking Bill Parcells. Give me the alpha coaches. You give me a beta coach, and beta coaches being Campos, Jason Garrett, McCarthy. You're just going to have weak Cowboy teams that just don't really, they continually underproduce. And, my suggestion to Jerry, maybe he's doing this, and I don't know. I know Quinn's a good defensive coordinator, and I think he did promise Quinn something because Quinn stayed when he had some opportunities a season or two ago to get some head coaching positions and declined to even be interviewed, I believe. This is it. This is make or break, I believe, for Dak and definitely for McCarthy.
Well, you said something that nobody else has brought up, but I'm wondering if there's something there about this. If you're the Cowboys, you have the Eagles on your schedule 2 times this season. And if you can possibly win both of those games, that puts you in a really, really good position. And I think the Cowboys have the potential to. I mean, they will be in those games. But you're facing a quarterback across the line of scrimmage in Jalen Hurts, who is a runny, gunny type of mobile quarterback. Giving up a 4th-round pick to put a guy on the scout team that's going to better replicate what Jalen Hurts can do?
I mean, I think it's a stretch to compare.
It might be part of it.
To say that, he's got the capabilities of a Jalen Hurts.
Oh, no.
You got to remember, there was a lot of question marks going into last year about Jalen Hurts. A lot of question marks.
Yeah, and he answered them all.
A lot of people thought, it was going to be he was going to be a bust, but then he had his breakout season, just like Purdy did. Mm-hmm. And so, the old sophomore jinx. So a lot of it's really going to depend on injuries. I do say that I like the injury depth of the Cowboys better than I like the injury depth of the Eagles if their quarterback goes down versus Dallas's.
Oh, yeah. If Hurts goes down.
We're now 3 deep into some very capable quarterbacks that can at least, carry the ship, as opposed to Philly, which it's going to be make or break with Hurts. That offense is built around the.
I mean, QB2 for Philadelphia is Marcus Mariota, who is a decent journeyman quarterback.
He has its moments, but you know what? I'd take Cooper Rush over Marcus Mariota.
Yeah, and
if I got a backup.
And then QB3 is Tanner McKee.
Sounds like a porn star to me, but.
Yeah, like Stetson Bennett for the LA Rams.
But I will say that McCarthy's got to take him over the hump this year. He's gone. There's just no doubt about that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sticking with a little bit of football news, Burrow's practiced for the first time, long time.
Yeah, so for all of my friends that thought that calf injury was going to keep him out of week 1 and were like telling me you're wrong when I said Burrows is playing week 1, shut up.
Burrows will play the first game of the season.
God, yes.
Yeah.
God, yes.
Yeah, they're being extra cautious with him. And it's kind of funny. They picked up the quarterback who had a really outstanding exhibition game. The Cowboys quarterback and I can't remember his name. He was the 3rd stringer. Played most of Dallas's last exhibition game. Keep saying exhibition, preseason. And the Bengals picked him up. And he becomes the instant, probably number 2 or 3 guy for the Bengals.
You talking Jake Browning?
Jake Browning.
Yeah, he is. He is the QB2 on the depth chart.
Yeah, and he did really well. No, that's their. The Cowboys just released a guy when they picked up the kid from San Francisco.
Lance. Oh, who did the Cowboys release?
Well, the Bengals just picked him up. I don't have his name right now.
Oh, that's, yeah. So he's not on the depth chart. He's probably a practice squad player.
But he played a really good preseason game last week against Oakland.
Yeah, preseason. Pre-schmeezen.
I understand. So, it's the quarterback carousel. And really, in the NFL, you've got to have that. You've got to have a top 10 quarterback. It's not like the old days where you could have, a Joe Flacco or somebody have that magical, mystical year and take your team to a Super Bowl.
Yeah, I mean, you can't. It's very, very rare to have a quarterback that will elevate you past your organizational problems. Now, a well-run organization, you can plug in any quarterback. Quite frankly, I think the Cowboys have a decent offense that if I'm a decent game manager who doesn't lose me a game, I think the Cowboys can have some success.
Well, they have a defense that you got to put right there, top 5 NFL.
Absolutely.
So I was thinking about this on the way in. A team like the Cowboys, all you got to ask McCarthy, who's now your offensive coordinator, dude, give me 24 to 27 points a game. Give me that, and we finish 12-5 this year. Because their defense is right up there, right up with the rest of the top tier defenses in the NFL.
Yeah.
I'll put them up there with Buffalo. I'll put them up there with Philly. I'll put them up there now with what I see from the Jets and their defense. So, all things being considered, it's going to be fun, and it's right around the corner.
Yeah, I mean, I am kind of drinking a little bit of the Hard Knocks Kool-Aid for the Jets defense. So we'll see. Oh, the one thing I did learn from Hard Knocks.
I haven't watched any Hard Knocks, so I need to watch it.
Well, apparently Aaron Rodgers had no idea what a Flowbee was. Do you remember a Flowbee? The Flowbee?
I don't.
Wow, you're just like Aaron Rodgers. The haircut thing, it was the vacuum cleaner that you put over your hair and you gave yourself haircuts?
I knew guys that used to put like a soup bowl over their head and get a haircut, and then they got a free bowl of soup with it.
Ah, there we go. So anyway, he had no idea what a Flowbee was. And apparently you didn't either.
Well, I'm too cheap to pay the $20 a month they want for HBO now, especially when I can catch snippets on YouTube for free. So
that's okay. I watched The Flash the other day on HBO, so.
So, the lines are already out for the NFL games.
Of course they are.
I was going to unveil my picks of the week. I'll just tell you, bet responsibly. If you bet at all, bet very small for fun only. There's 2 games I actually like. One is, and don't look, but tell me what you'd like. The over-under in the Tampa Bay Minnesota game at Minnesota's 45.5. You like the over-under in that total points?
Under.
I love the over. Love the over.
Why?
I'm just not real impressed with Tampa Bay's defense. I saw Minnesota light the board up last year. I understand they don't have their running back, but you can plug in a running back now in this NFL. And, I think that Sam the man can at least hang 21 points on a very, very, very sorry Minnesota defense. I mean, Minnesota's defense last year was atrocious.
Down.
And we're playing in a dome, so there's no weather factor. I think that's a lovely line at 45.5.
It's week 1.
But you never know at week 1.
Yeah.
My other game that I love, it's going to be a Monday night. what a way to open up a Monday night. The
Buffalo
Jets
Bills on the road.
And the Jets are 2.5-point dogs. I love the Jets to cover. They're my Super Bowl pick this year. Right now, I got the 49ers and the Jets in the Super Bowl.
Okay. I think that's going to be, I mean, the Jets have a very, very tough first 6 weeks.
They do. But so do the teams that play the Jets.
Well, okay. I mean, the Jets are going to at home against the Bills,
yeah,
and then on the road at the Cowboys.
Mm-hmm.
That's week 1 and week 2, and yeah, okay. The Jets defense notwithstanding, I don't know. Were it not for Hard Knocks, I'd probably pick the Bills, but like I said, I've drank the Hard Knocks Kool-Aid. Fine, I'll go with you and take the Jets.
Okay, you're coming on board with me, brother Bob. Finally.
So, yeah, I'm trying to see these other lines. Any other interesting games in week 1?
Yeah, let's save them for next week.
Okay.
We'll unveil we started up, and anyone who watches us at home or listens to us consistently, we pick the Thursday night game, we pick the Sunday night game, and the Monday night game. We'll pick other games, but we compete against each other in those 3 games. I won the league title last year against you and Max, and we'll see what we can do this year and see.
So what is the Sunday night game this week?
Well, it's not this week. It'll be the following.
Well, the following. Oh, it's Dallas at the Giants.
Which that should be that's always an interesting game, interconference game.
I mean, I'm going to be interesting to see which of these games draws better in the TV ratings. The Dallas at the Giants, which always draws no matter how bad these teams are.
Oh, the Jets game. Absolutely will. One, it's a Monday night game. It's the only really quote-unquote competition in town.
Okay.
And people want to see what A-Rod does.
Okay, we're going to revisit this next week and actually make picks on that because I have my thoughts on that one as well.
Yeah, that should be an interesting one. Stick around, guys. At the end of the show, we're going to do sports trivia. I brought my glasses this week. See if you can beat us. Most people can. It's not that hard. Usually we have to call it a draw because we both can't get the answers right. Make sure you watch us on Spotify. I know a lot of people, if you got the attention span that I got, which is the attention span of a gerbil, you can only watch about 5 minutes of TV and you're hitting it to something else. So listen to us in your car on the way to work. Make sure you subscribe and comment and go back and watch that George Gervin interview. I've gotten some positive feedback on that interview and really some insightful stuff. I tried asking some things that weren't the cliche sports stuff. So watch that interview if you get a chance.
And if you're driving in your car, watch out for that truck that's about to cut you off.
And watch out for the potholes. I mean, my God, I hit a pothole so bad the other day. I thought, well, let's put it this way. I was so, let's say, irritated. I immediately found out the councilman in the district, called the number, and gave him a piece of my mind.
Well, you didn't have much I want to start with, so how much do you have left? So you wanted to talk about the Kiss scene around the world.
Kiss heard around the world. Kiss scene around the world. Well, why don't you put it in context what we're talking about, Brother Bob? I was kind of late to the game on it. I do have a few thoughts on it.
So Spain went down under. Women's World Cup, buzzed through the competition and beat up on England in the final game. It was kind of a boring championship game. And during the celebration, the president of their federation leaned in and put one on the lips of one of his players. And part of that clip that I've seen was there was it looked like he reached behind on her head and pulled her in for that kiss. And the story is that she did not want this at all. And now there are calls for his resignation. And yeah, that's kind of the setup.
Yeah. And a few thoughts on it. One, I want to be careful here because people will always construe things incorrectly. Me and my girlfriend actually were kind of arguing about it. So I'm going to come out very clearly and say what he did was highly inappropriate. There's no but, okay? Extremely inappropriate. Should have never happened. If you're not going to make that kind of a gesture toward a guy on your team, you shouldn't do it to a female, especially a female. Mm-hmm. Now, having said that, being an athlete, and this is not an excuse, could he have got caught up in the excitement of the moment? Does it still justify his behavior? No. But watching the clip, you could just see he was on absolute cloud nine. What he did was completely inappropriate, okay? And he should apologize, and he hasn't. And I think that's part of the problem. On the other side, have we really reached a point in our society where now, because of that, he has to completely step down? There's protests everywhere supporting a very inappropriate kiss and allegations and possible DA considerations of sexual assault? Have we also gone overboard the other way with...
Possibly. I mean, I will give you this, that the mores of society have changed significantly over time.
Yes.
I am going to show you a picture, and for those of us that are listening on the YouTube, you're going to see this as well. Remember this picture?
Yes, that would have probably been considered very inappropriate. They were strangers. That's a U.S. sailor and looks like maybe a nurse.
She was a nurse.
He's giving her a kiss in Times Square right after.
Yep. For those who don't know, this is the iconic Times Square picture on VJ Day after World War II was over.
Now, the overreach would be there would be a lot of people that say that was toxic masculinity right there on full display. That iconic picture.
Okay.
You can take it down.
Okay.
I like looking at me. I'm better than both of them. Better looking than both of them.
So, I mean, I would expect, not knowing more about this, I would expect a federation president of a women's sporting team. I get your point about being caught up in the moment,
which is no excuse.
But walking into it as the president of a women's sporting team, I'm actually going to hold you to a different and higher standard than your average Joe on the street.
Just like a priest or a teacher.
I don't know if I would go that far.
Well, they're held to a different standard. And rightfully so.
But he should have had more sensitivity in his mind. Now, call for resignation. Yeah, the fact that he hasn't apologized is extremely problematic.
Now, I will say, and again, this is no defense, I'm just saying from personal experience, I met way back when I was in my 20s, I met some friends of mine that we met some girls, they were from Spain. And they actually reached in and kissed me on the cheek. And I kind of was, I'm an old German guy. I don't like to be, I got my little safe space and it's about 3 feet wide all the way around me.
Mm-hmm.
And she could, it just startled me, reaching in, giving me a kiss on the cheek. And she said, that's just our culture, And I was like, hey, fine, I'll take another one.
Yeah, and something else to provide a little bit more background. There was some rumblings around that Spanish team where some of the players were almost to the point of refusing to play for the coach. So there's more going on in that federation than just the kiss. Yeah. Now, congratulations, Spain. Good on you, but federation president, you better come out and apologize appropriately.
Absolutely. It should be a heartfelt apology. And I think he might have saved, in today's environment, you don't know. He could apologize profusely and he still, they'll call it sexual assault and, he needs to step down and he needs to, never be seen again or heard from and life's walk of shame. But
no, I mean, this can be a redeemable moment. He can come back from this. He just needs to go through the right process to make this right by this player who by all accounts did not want this contact. Yeah. So anyway, so moving on to happier thoughts.
Happy thoughts. Happy Gilmore.
Looks like the Texas Rangers are proceeding to collapse.
Well, I know that they were, what are they now, 2 games back, 3 games back?
What is the current standings? I know they were sliding.
My Reds have collapsed out of the wild card picture. They almost got no-no'd last night, but a 9th inning double by a Steer saved them from a no-no.
The Rangers right now are in a tie for the West with the Mariners and the Houston Astros. It's a 3-way tie right now. So, yeah, this is it's interesting.
I hate to be right all the time, but if you go back to my pod in April, I said the Mariners were a sleeper team this year and that they had a legitimate chance.
They're coming on like gangbusters.
And the Brew Crew, they're just running away with it now. They're probably 5-6 games up over Chicago. Atlanta running away with it. Oh, speaking of Atlanta, and speaking of inappropriate, sorry if I'm steering us off in a different direction.
Oh, Wander Franco?
But no, not that. Did you see the fans that ran onto the field and took a selfie with Ronald Acuna and knocked him to the ground. And he took it all in stride. But yeah, two idiotic fans jump out of the stands, run down to the player, and start taking selfies. And once he gets so excited, he knocks Acuna over. And if anyone knows anything about Ronald Acuna, amazing baseball player, has battled injuries all his career. And all I'm thinking is, oh, God, that's all we need now is for him to fall down. A fan knocks him over and he pulls a hammy or something. But
yeah, fans are stupid. And usually security does a pretty good job of escorting those fans out of the building.
But to me, that is a major security lapse to let fans reach an outfielder. And quite honestly, today's environment, if I see a fan running at me, guess where I'm running? I'm running away from him.
Oh, no, absolutely.
And you could call me anything you want. I don't know what dude's carrying. I don't know what dude wants, but he ain't getting nowhere near me.
No, so. I mean, I get it though security has a big problem. Security. I don't know
if you can pull up that picture or
not. Probably not. It was easier for me to pull up the picture from VJ Day because that's been around for a while. But I mean, security has a hard problem. I mean, that's a long ass fence to deal with, and most of the new baseball stadiums, specifically on the first and third base lines, that railing is nothing. It's nothing.
Well, actually, to me, it's a security lapse, and I would have no problem now with having, like they do the ball kids that get the foul balls. On the left field and right field line in a small chair, you've got a security guard sitting there. So,
okay, a security guard, but you don't want to arm the ball boy or ball girl like we're going to arm teachers in schools? Wow, we just took a left turn. Actually, no. We took a right turn.
You know, I was thinking about this though, Bob, and here is the big difference. If we wanted to go there, have you been recently to a major league stadium?
No, I won't pay the ticket prices.
It's probably the security and the emptying of pockets and the full body cavity searches are more so than in an airport. Now, I'm a sub teacher, and I can tell you that I'm not getting body scanned and cavity searched when I go into a school. So having a licensed teacher, in my opinion, to protect the kids against some nut.
Yeah, fair enough.
Anyway, on to happier notes.
What other happier notes? Let's see.
John Isner. You ever heard of John Isner?
No.
So John Isner is a pro tennis player. He played 18 years, 6'8", a great player. Came from California, went to college at Stanford, UCLA. He announced his retirement, saying this will be his last U.S. Open.
Okay.
Couple things about him. He was the number one ranked tennis player, but the number one ranked male U.S. tennis player from essentially 2010 through 2020.
Yeah, but that's like the most chaste prostitute in the brothel.
I understand. It's like being the shortest little person at the tallest little person at the county fair. I understand that. But at the end of the day, his highest ranking was 8. He had like 14 or 15 tour victories. I got to see him in Delray. I got to see him in Houston. Just a really good guy, good tennis player. And he said he's calling it a day to spend more time with his kids. This will be his last U.S. Open. He holds a record that I don't think will ever be broken, especially now with the way they've set up the tennis rules. Mm-hmm. Played a match at Wimbledon that lasted well into 3 days. Obviously, there was a break.
Yeah.
It was a total of 10 hours and 30 minutes.
Yeah.
The entire match.
Yeah. So, some of these matches, I watched a tune-up match with, was it Djokovic and Alcaraz? Three sets, and it just went on and on and on and on. But, I mean, I remember back in the day watching, it was a Davis Cup, and I want to say it was Borg and McEnroe.
Now you're really dating yourself.
Yeah, I'm an old guy. Okay, so I mean, Ryder Cup, we have college football. We finally get to week 1. We had week 0 this past weekend with Navy getting totally trucked by Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Though I got to say, the quarterback for Notre Dame, That is an impressive beard. That is an impressive beard.
Yeah, that was quite the arse whipping.
Yeah.
But you never know with Notre Dame, you know. I mean, they're kind of like the Cowboys. Just when you think they're looking good, they'll lay an egg. I think the biggest game going into college is probably going to be, Texas, Alabama? Am I right on that?
Coming up, yeah. I mean, we have LSU and...
does Texas, Alabama open up the season?
No. Our big game this weekend.
Is there any marquee games?
Just on Sunday. Yeah, Sunday. LSU, Florida State.
Okay, that should be a good
a
one.
number 5 and a number 8. That's the only game between ranked teams in the opening weekend. Alabama opens up against Middle Tennessee. I think Alabama plays Texas in Tuscaloosa. Actually, week 2. So week 3, September 9th.
That'll be a great game.
Yeah,
that should be a lot of fun. I was going to talk about something else, but we'll skip it. I really don't have much else, folks.
Okay.
You want to do a little sports trivia?
Sure. Now that you finally brought your glasses.
Brought my glasses. I can see now. Remember, guys, please tune in next week.
You can see clearly now? The rain is gone?
Clearly
we
now.
did get some rain this week, though.
We did get some rain.
Yeah.
Not as much as Florida got. Did you hear a tree fell on DeSantis' house?
And was anyone there to hear, or was he in Cozumel leaving his constituents there to fend for themselves?
You got to get your politicians correct. That was Cruz.
Oh, I know it was Cruz, but apparently it's a Republican thing.
Okay. That's right. Democrats take trip to the Ukraine and Hungary.
Yeah,
they send their sons. I'm sorry.
Yeah, okay. Fair enough.
We can't help it, folks. We can't help it. All right. Tune in next week. We'll unveil our picks for college and some football games. Yeah,
and maybe we'll bring out some new sound effects. Let's see. What else? What do I have in the soundboard? Okay, that's for the peanuts.
Super genius.
Yeah, there we go.
I need that board.
I actually brought it with me.
You relinquished the board.
You haven't asked for it in months.
That's true.
Because I am a
super genius.
If he asks you, you shall receive. Okay, Bob, baseball.
Okay.
Folks, play along. See if you can beat us. Shouldn't be hard. Let me give you one here.
Okay.
Ready?
Are you asking me baseball?
I'm going to ask you baseball.
Okay.
Been very, very good to me. Now I'm dating myself.
Yeah, well.
As a pitcher is about to wind up, the switch hitter steps across the plate into the other batter's box as he spots an opening in the outfield. He doubles into the right field gap. Is this legal? If not, what should the umpire do?
This, I wonder if the
There's
new...
a few interesting things here.
I wonder if the new rules change this answer.
New rules, just...
No, I know it's the old rules, but because I think the answer is going to be, no, this isn't illegal and allows it to happen. But I want it to be, yes, it is illegal because that's totally unfair. And if it was legal, is it illegal now because you can't leave the box?
Right.
But I'm going to say it's illegal.
You're correct. No, the umpire should call him out. Once the pitcher is ready to pitch, the batter cannot switch from one batter's box to another. Now, I believe I saw Rose do that when I was a kid. So you can switch.
Wait, what was he betting on the at-bat at the time?
He might. Well, that's hard to say. That one's hard to say. You never know with old Pete.
Okay, pro basketball. John legally taps a jump ball and gains possession out of it after it has touched the floor without touching any other player. Is this legal?
Can you rephrase that one more time in the form of a question?
So, yeah, the question, is this legal? So John is there doing a jump ball.
Okay.
Legally taps the ball.
Okay.
The ball hits the floor, and then John gains possession of it. Is this legal?
I'm supposing they're asking the question because they're going to say no, but I actually wouldn't see why not.
You are correct. We've read these so many times. Now we're just second guessing ourselves that, this seems too easy. Nope. As soon as the ball touched the floor, the jump ball ended.
Yeah. Okay. So, wow. Hope you're playing along, kids. We'll do one more, and we'll do what they do nowadays in Little League Baseball. Everyone's a winner.
Well, I mean, did you see, talking about everyone's a winner, did you see Nick Saban didn't release his depth chart because he didn't want to hurt the feelings of his players?
I got to read that to believe that. Are you serious?
Well, I don't know if that's the reason why. There was some speculation, I think it was in the Atlantic or USA Today about that. But he definitely hasn't released his depth chart going into the game of Middle Tennessee State, which is insane to me. You're playing Middle Tennessee State. It's like you're not going to lose, so what the hell, dude?
Well, there may be some player challenges in there that he's telling some kids, hey, you got a chance to move up on my depth chart when I do unveil it. So get your butt out there and hit somebody between the shoulders.
Yeah.
Okay, pro football. What is the penalty for running into the kicker during a field goal attempt if the attempt is unsuccessful? What is the penalty for running into the kicker during a field goal attempt if the attempt is unsuccessful? It's going to be an automatic first down. I'll give you that hint, but what's the penalty?
I mean, what's the yardage?
Yes.
I think it's 5 yards automatic first down.
You are correct, sir.
However, there should be a kicker, pun intended, on that penalty.
Okay.
If you hurt the kicker so bad they can't kick off to start the second half, we find the player that did that and kneecap him.
Bob, you're advocating more violence in a violent sport.
No. I'm remembering when that happened to my 49ers kicker.
Yeah.
Okay, so one more question, right?
Go for it.
Okay. Pro football. On a 1st and 10 from the 1 yard line, the running back is tackled with half of the ball in the end zone and half of the ball. Okay, 1st and 10 from the 1 yard line, not 1st and goal. 1st and 10 from the 1 yard line.
Okay.
The running back is tackled with half of the ball in the end zone and half of the ball in the field of play. Where is the ball spotted?
Well, it just depends. That's kind of if his knee's down, it's going to be at the point where his knee went down. If he was still upright as he was getting tackled and the ball crossed the goal line, it's a touchdown. So
No. This isn't 1st and goal. He's playing from his own end zone.
Oh,
It's 1st and goal from his one.
That's going to be a safety.
You're right.
Yep.
You're right. We went 2 for 2.
Wow. So just like every little league team out there, everyone's a winner today, Bob.
Hey,
everyone's a winner.
The only winner is California. They won the Little League World Series. Congratulations, California.
Congrats. Well, barring any unforeseen injuries on our part, we will be back next week with our
finally
NFL
football is here. Thank the sports gods.
Until then, OH.
We out.
IO.